Welcome back to Madrid Pulse, your trusted source for all things Real Madrid. Transfer updates, breaking news, behind-the-scenes insights, and everything happening in the world's biggest football club. Today, we bring you an exclusive deep dive into the arrival of one of the most exciting young talents set to wear the white shirt, Franco Mastantuono. Let's get into what awaits the Argentine prodigy as he prepares for his big move to the Spanish capital. Franco Mastantuono's journey toward becoming a Real Madrid player is nearing its most crucial stage. The 16-year-old Argentine midfielder, hailed as one of South America's brightest prospects, will land in Madrid on August 14, 2025. That date marks the beginning of what could be a legendary chapter in both his career and the history of the club. For now, Mastantuono finds himself in a transitional phase. His current team, River Plate, had hoped to continue competing in the Club World Cup held in the United States. However, things didn't go as planned for Marcelo Gallardo's side, as they failed to qualify from their group, finishing behind Monterrey and Inter Milan. As a result, River Plate's journey ended earlier than expected, and the squad returned home to Argentina. While most of the team has resumed preseason preparations, Mastantuono's situation is different. His future lies in Europe, and both clubs are handling his next steps with great caution. Real Madrid and River Plate have agreed that Mastantuono will no longer participate in full team training sessions to avoid any risk of injury. Instead, he will follow an individual training program, working closely with a personal fitness coach until his departure for Madrid. This carefully managed approach reflects just how much value and expectation Real Madrid have placed on Mastantuono. The European giants invested a significant sum to secure his signature. The deal amounts to 63 million euros in total, with 45 million euros going directly to River Plate. The Argentine club will receive the payments in installments, while a considerable portion of the remainder is designated for tax obligations in Spain. For Real Madrid, Mastantuono is not just another signing. He represents the club's ongoing commitment to building for the future. Known for his technical ability, vision on the pitch, and maturity well beyond his years, Mastantuono has already caught the eye of the Madrid coaching staff. His performances at River Plate have been under close watch, especially by Real Madrid manager Xabi Alonso, who has shown particular interest in the young midfielder's development. Sources suggest that Alonso has reviewed several of Mastantuono's matches from his time at River and has been impressed by multiple aspects of his game. His ball control, passing range, and tactical understanding stand out for a player of his age. There's a belief within the club that, with the right environment and support, Mastantuono can grow into a key figure for the team in the coming years. Supporters of Los Blancos are excited to see what Mastantuono can bring to the table. His arrival comes at a time when Real Madrid is blending experienced stars with rising talents to maintain their dominance in both Spain and Europe. The project led by Alonso and backed by the club's board has shown that youth development is central to Madrid's long-term plans. But for Mastantuono, the first few months will be all about adaptation. Moving from Argentina to Spain, joining one of the world's most competitive squads, and settling into a new culture all present challenges. However, the club has put in place a structure to ensure that his transition is as smooth as possible. His physical preparation over the next month and a half will focus on maintaining peak condition, while avoiding any unnecessary risks that could delay his integration into the squad. Fans can expect to see Mastantuono in action for Real Madrid in the upcoming season, though the club is expected to ease him in gradually. Given his age, the coaching staff will be careful not to rush his development, but they are confident that his potential will begin to shine sooner rather than later. As the countdown to August 14th continues, all eyes remain on Franco Mastantuono. The young Argentine's arrival promises to be one of the most anticipated moments of Real Madrid's summer. And here at Madrid Pulse, we will bring you every update as it happens. Stay tuned for more exclusive Real Madrid news, only on Madrid Pulse. Alvaro Carreras' situation has become one of the most controversial topics in European football this summer. The highly rated left-back, who plays for Benfica, has made headlines after reportedly refusing to play for his team in the FIFA Club World Cup, due to frustration over his blocked transfer to Real Madrid. According to journalist Guillermo Rai, as reported by Sport, Carreras was deeply upset by Benfica's decision to deny his move to the Spanish giants. The young defender has been on Real Madrid's radar for months, and talks between the two clubs had intensified leading up to the Club World Cup. However, negotiations stalled after Benfica refused to lower their asking price, demanding €50 million for the player. This figure proved to be a sticking point, preventing the transfer from being finalized before the tournament. Carreras, considered one of the brightest defensive prospects in European football, was left disillusioned by the failed move. Sources close to the player reveal that he had his heart set on joining Real Madrid, viewing the opportunity as a dream come true and a significant step forward in his career. The disappointment reportedly affected his mental state to the point that he chose not to feature for Benfica in one of their most crucial matches of the season. Initially, the club and media suggested that Benfica manager Bruno Lage had left Carreras out of the squad for tactical reasons or due to lingering fitness concerns. Carreras had missed the previous match against Bayern Munich because of a suspension, but he was expected to return for the round of 16 clash against Chelsea. However, fresh reports have now emerged indicating that it was the player himself who decided to sit out, unable to focus amid the uncertainty over his future. Benfica paid the price for Carreras' absence, suffering a heavy 1-4 defeat to Chelsea that ended their hopes of progressing in the tournament. The Portuguese side was already under pressure following a tough group stage, and their defensive stability was further compromised by Carreras' decision to withdraw himself from the squad. Matters worsened when promising forward Gianluca Prestiani received a red card early in extra time, leaving Benfica with just 10 men on the pitch. In such a high-stakes situation, Carreras' presence could have provided much-needed defensive cover and experience, but his absence left the team vulnerable. The fallout from this incident has only added tension to the ongoing transfer saga. Real Madrid, still eager to reinforce their left-back position, maintain interest in Carreras, but are unwilling to pay more than they believe the player is worth. Sources within the Spanish club suggest they view Benfica's €50 million valuation as excessive, considering the current market and Carreras' relatively limited experience at the top level. Despite this, Madrid have not abandoned their pursuit entirely, recognizing the player's potential and his own desire to wear the famous white shirt. For Carreras, the coming weeks will be critical. His contract with Benfica runs until 2029, giving the Portuguese club significant control over his immediate future. If Madrid cannot reach an agreement to lower the transfer fee or find a compromise, Carreras may be forced to remain in Lisbon, at least for another season. This possibility has created an awkward atmosphere between the player and his current club, especially after his refusal to play during such an important tournament. Benfica, for their part, are unlikely to lower their demands without significant pressure. The club is known for maximizing profits on their top talents, and they believe Carreras has the potential to develop into a world-class defender. The situation also presents risks for both sides. For Carreras, further displays of frustration or reluctance to play could damage his reputation and limit future opportunities. For Benfica, keeping an unhappy player could affect squad morale and performance in domestic and European competitions. Real Madrid, meanwhile, continue to monitor the situation closely. They are aware of Carreras' determination to join the club and could wait until later in the transfer window to push harder for a deal, especially if pressure mounts on Benfica from the players' camp. However, they also have alternative options on their radar, knowing that prolonged negotiations with Benfica can be challenging. The transfer saga surrounding Alvaro Carreras is far from over, but the defender's recent rebellion has escalated tensions and brought his frustrations into the spotlight. Whether it results in a breakthrough move to Madrid or a prolonged standoff remains to be seen, but all eyes will be on how the next few weeks unfold for the talented left-back.